speed.
So I've been on TikTok recently, and I've seen a bunch of cool stuff. I've seen Bo Burnham Polka. I've seen My Neighbor Totoro. I've seen me after 2 drinks and a Dunkin' Donuts hash brown. But the thing that I hear most often is a song I recognize sped up.
When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me. Our favorite color's purple, we stay out past the curfew.
Spend a few minutes scrolling through TikTok, and I guarantee you'll find a video soundtracked by a sped-up version of a popular song, or maybe even an entire account dedicated to them. Is there one definitive reason why people love sped-up songs? No, I don't think so. But I have some theories, and I think all of them feed into each other to create the appeal. So please join me in my theories as we ask ourselves why people love sped up songs so much. Theory number 1, fast sound make ears tickle good. People listen to sped up songs because they like listening to sped up songs. Sure, this is the most obvious point. It's also the most surface level one, and it doesn't lead to any greater understanding. People do a thing because people like the thing. By that logic, everyone in the US loves going to the DMV. It's the highlight of my year. But still, there's something about the combo of higher pitch and higher tempo that can give a pre-existing song new life. For pitch, a sped up song is usually 2 to 4 semitones up from its original. In music theory terms, that means bumping the key of a song up by 1 or 2 whole steps. As an example, here's Kendrick Lamar's Money Trees.
Turn to $1 million, then we all rich. That's just how I feel.
The last one out to get this dough. No way.
And here's the popular sped up version.
Hey, Dynamite, turn to $1 million, then we all rich. That's just how I feel.
The last one out to get this dough. No way.
For tempo, a song is typically sped up to get it somewhere between 160 and 180 beats per minute. Let's use Money Trees as an example again. The original is roughly around 145 BPM.
Hot sauce all that night, I rhyming, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Park the car, then we start rhyming, yeah, bitch.
And the sped up version is around 165 BPM.
Hot sauce all that night, I rhyming, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Park the car, then we start rhyming, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
There's also something to be said about timbre and how musical elements change when they're pitched up or down, or when they're made faster or slower. After a certain point, a pitched up human voice sounds inhuman, and in a sense, becomes an entirely new instrument. By increasing pitch and tempo, you create sounds that are nearly human, yet still alien, and that scratches one hell of an itch for some people. But why is that? Looking at it through a scientific lens, studies have shown that songs with faster tempos are associated with positive emotions and higher energy. Of course, that's me painting with the largest brush possible. Tempo isn't the only thing that leads to a song sounding happy. Fast songs can be about sad things, and everyone has their own concept of what happy music sounds like. But across the board, we usually associate fast tempos with energy and life. Theory number 2. Every day in this Bingus hellfrick, 100 different things are vying for your attention, and people will do whatever they can to get it and keep it. Some will try to keep it by throwing in sound effects and quick edits to convey visual energy. Others will try more subtle means to convey their memes. And it's important to think about not only why people like sped up songs, but why someone would want to make and use them. Like I just mentioned, speeding up a song can give it the feeling of being more energetic. And if you want someone to pay attention to your piece of then you gotta hook them with something quick. Assuming you want what you're making to be energetic. I would not recommend putting a sped up song over your slow burn humanitarian documentary. It's also worth thinking about structure too. Sped up songs, in their very nature, go by faster than their normal counterpart. So if your video has a punchline synced up with when the chorus of a song hits, and you want people to stay around for that punchline, why not make the chorus hit sooner? Sped up songs are a powerful tool. Use them wisely or you'll look like a fool. Socrates, Bob Dylan, Blade. Theory number 3, people like slightly modified versions of things they already like. Call it the mere exposure effect, call it the late Virgil Abloh's 3% rule, call it whatever you want. People usually like a thing if it is similar to a thing they know, but slightly changed. And what could be a slighter change to a piece of audio than speeding it up? Think again how sped up songs fit into our landscape of I pull up a video with a sped up version of Michael Bublé's Sway. I know Michael Bublé's Sway, that's a good song, but this version sounds different. It's faster and, here comes my big brush again, more exciting. It opens up the curiosity gap and, assuming the visual holds up, makes for a more engrossing viewing experience. When someone looks at their watch time and sees a smooth line, that's all me, baby. A smooth line for a smooth brain. It helps that the sped up songs I usually come across are well-known crowd pleasers. ABBA, Kendrick, Michael Bublé, Gautier, Drake, Calvin Harris, The Weeknd, so on and so forth. Very rarely does a new song blow up because of a sped up remix. It's almost always a recognizable tune. In fact, get this, Not only are sped up songs a slightly modified version of a thing people like, but the genre of sped up songs is itself a slightly modified version of a genre people like. I bet there's one person watching who has been shaking their device like a raging lunatic, yelling into it, "Nightcore!" Nightcore has been popular since the early 2010s, and the whole genre revolves around inhumanly high pitches and ludicrously fast tempos. It went on to be a huge influence for pop artists like A.G. Cook and 100 gecs, and it seems like its influence has now extended to these sped up songs. Plus, sped up music and Nightcore are similar in that they are genres born of the internet. Nightcore originated in the early 2000s, right alongside MP3 downloading and consumer-grade DAWs. And sped up songs arrive at a time when people can edit audio and video right on their phones. Of course, Nightcore differentiates itself from simple sped up songs with its aesthetic and the occasional original song. It's a bit of a squares and rectangle situation. All Nightcore songs are sped up, but not all sped up songs are Nightcore. Instead, I view sped up songs as the gateway version of Nightcore. Once they have an anime profile pic, then they're too far gone. So it's a little bit of everything when it comes to why sped up songs are popular. Listeners enjoy them for obvious and less obvious reasons, creators and editors find value in using them, everyone wins, the world is saved. If you've got another theory as to why people love sped up songs so much, or if there's a sped up song you love that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments. And if you want even more sped up goodness in your life, here's this entire video you just watched, but sped up.